Hello, welcome to The Perspective. I'm Florence Armein. Now, the Indonesian online retail total revenue in 2014 has reached $1.4 billion US. The number is expected to grow to $4.1 billion US by 2019. Now, what happens in between? How do we get from 1.4 to 4.1? And I'm not sure if we have even factored the Asian economic community into this number. And here to talk about this, e-commerce and then some here in Indonesia, we have Rizkie Maulana Putra, the head of business development from aCommerce. Welcome to The Perspective. Thank you so much for making the time. So aCommerce, before we get into the big number that I just mentioned earlier, how do you describe aCommerce?
So first of all, I wonder where did you got those numbers, because we have many versions of those kind of numbers.
I'm sure there are many versions of those numbers out there.
There will be more question mark to measure those numbers, right? But in fact, it was growing so fast, extremely fast. Maybe Southeast Asia we can say that this is the next number 3 biggest market in the world.
Okay.
We can forget about China after this, because Southeast Asia, the growth is so much bigger.
Yeah.
So aCommerce, it was started in July 2013 when our founder Paul Sriforko, the serial entrepreneur from Thailand, he went through this industry since 10 years ago on doing the agencies model, and then start into building some discount e-commerce. Then after that, we see that the trend is keep changing, but on the same red lines. So when everyone's going into same red lines, we need someone to guide them, and then to give them the proper way how to make the e-commerce industry is going to be big. So instead of selling the product, now we see that if the goal is to selling the product, and you need someone to guide how to build a proper website in e-commerce, how to do great digital marketing, how to do the fulfillment, because building website, okay, everyone can do maybe, and then doing online marketing, okay, maybe there's a lot of agencies, but how to focus on transaction, that is something new. Online advertising, you're talking about traffic and conversion rate and everything, everyone can do that. But the trend of e-commerce in Indonesia especially, we just had it for the last 4 years. So focusing on transaction, we can have only maybe less than 10 people who can do that properly. So
here in the country?
In the country, right? So in order to have a proper e-commerce, we decided to build some business model that focus on helping the business to reach their goals into end customers. So rather than we do B2C, since there are millions of B2C out there, we're trying to do B2B on helping them to reach the B2C. So we decided to build aCommerce in 2013, July in Thailand, and then in December we built aCommerce in Indonesia. Right now, our first core business was fulfillment and delivery, because that's the biggest pain point in Indonesia. So we have...
Seeing as how vast the country is.
And we have 250 million people living in multiple islands with unclear addressing format. Right, in here...
It's all about access when it comes to Indonesia.
Access and addressing format. Let's say, to compare Indonesia and Singapore, in Singapore, you can use zip code as the main address. You don't need to mention...
And it's pretty accurate.
And pretty accurate, because one zip code, it means one building. When I took Uber in Singapore, you just need to enter the zip code, and then you can reach your destinations. In Indonesia, you have zip code, you have RT RW, you have kecamatan, kabupaten, road numbers.
There's many breakdowns.
There's many breakdowns. Even the house numbers can be same.
It's all scrambled as well. It's not on order.
So those pain points, I think we need to solve that. So we focus on that fulfillment and delivery. So we expect our clients can have thousands of orders every day serving people in Indonesia. But to have that, we need to help them also on the marketing side. Before doing marketing, we need to make sure they have a proper websites. So we do three type of business: building the technology, and then doing the online marketing, and then do also helping the fulfillment and last mile delivery. But the trends coming in very, very fast, and building website is not the only way again maybe to enter e-commerce.
Maybe that's a start.
That's a start. Or there are many other ways to do it. So we built a technology called channel management. We know that there are several big players doing marketplace, spending enormous amount of money to build a marketplace. We name it Lazada, Matahari Mall, Tokopedia, and now JD from China coming in. So we use these channels as an additional channels for brands and retailers to go online. So we integrate our system with them, and then make the brands, instead of having only one website, now you can have multiple channels by doing only one integration.
Yeah.
So now we're trying to do this channel management to all brands and retailers to give them knowledge about how to go online, not only building your websites, because sometimes building websites, they have many challenges. Some brands cannot sell directly to end customers.
Right.
They have limitations. They need to point out distributors and stuff. So we do channel management. And for some brands, the decision makers on that company are people born in Gen X, I can say, right? 55 above and stuff like that. Which is, they don't even use BlackBerry, maybe. Or they're using BlackBerry only for chat.
Yeah.
So to explain to them how's the trend of e-commerce in Indonesia is another business unit.
Yeah.
So it will take months, right? So I mean,
shifting the mindset.
Shifting the mindset. I mean, we're happy to do that, but then again, in the last 2 years, we spent a lot of time on educating the C-level on certain brands. So now we built the consulting department. We hire people from McKinsey, Accenture, Deloitte, and everything to help us bring up this theory and fact to them in more structured way.
Okay.
So we built this consulting department in order to have them, to educate them to build the technology or the channel management. And right now we also have inquiries increasing from outside the country, which is China, Hong Kong, and everything, because they see this is the next biggest market in the world.
Yeah.
So they now expanding in Indonesia.
600 million people. But we go for a short break.
Yep.
We'll get to your channel management. I understand this is your latest business unit that
Yes.
you've launched. Stay with us on The Perspective with aCommerce.